Hello, welcome to BrainCheck, our project submission for the 2022 annual NatHacks contest. Each year, 15 million people suffer from stroke, making it the second leading cause of death. According to the World Stroke Organization, about 60% of stroke in 2019 happened in people younger than 7 years old, highlighting that stroke in the general population is a growing concern. Approximately 1% of the patients who survive their stroke go on to develop locked-in syndrome. Locked-in syndrome is a condition in which the brainstem region is damaged, leaving the cortex intact. This means patients experience loss of all voluntary movement and are left with some or no eye movement while preserving their regular EEG patterns, including consciousness and thoughts. Locked-in syndrome presents both patients and physicians with many challenges, but the most debilitating can be communication and consequently diagnosis of LIS. Without voluntary movement or communication, it's nearly impossible for the patient to make independent decisions, which can be debilitating for their quality of life. We propose a novel solution using a model trained on data from MindBigData dataset, which contains EEG of subjects focusing on a digit from 0 to 9. The trained model is then loaded by a web application. Collectively, this is referred to as BrainCheck. BrainCheck allows healthcare providers and researchers to deliver questionnaires in the form of pre-made audio files and receive decoded answers from the patient. I'll now let my partner, Fox, take over and demonstrate the web app side of BrainCheck.
Okay, now we actually move on to the demonstration portion. Now, it was important for us to have this both be simple and effective. So, we went for a very straightforward and clear UI. There are two panels that are available to the users. For this, we have the panel for the surveyor and we have the panel for the patient. What this allows us to do is actually control and command the patient's view while having them in a completely separate place. The patient view can run on a laptop, tablet, phone, but it is important to know that separation between the digits that are shown to the user is important, as fixation is what we're measuring here. So, from the survey panel, we're able to go in and enter patient info. After the patient info, we can go even further and go through the questions. From there, the surveyor has the ability to play the sounds as they proceed. The sounds will be played to the user, and then after 1.5 seconds, an audible beep will be heard. How would you rate your quality of life? We didn't have hardware for this demonstration, so we have just used raw data from our dataset and fed it back into the model. As you can see through the model, we're able to process and in real time return the values that would have been thought by the subject. Here we can see it updating the survey for the survey view, as well as updating the patient themselves so they can see what has been selected. As we move through the form, we're able to actually go through and log everything, and at the end of it, everything is saved to a JSON. Now, this is not the only limitation. We can allow exporting in other formats, or if in future iterations they want to have it so it saves to a database or anything like that. You know, JSON's a very robust data format, and we're able to work with it in any way they need. We also use View 3 for all the rendering, and a Socket.io WebSocket for all the controlling. What this allows us to do is have the ability to have compatibility with most devices, as it just runs in a web browser, as well as the ability to sort of allow intercommunication between devices. In an ideal environment, this would be set up on a Raspberry Pi or something small and lightweight like that, with the headset connecting directly to the Pi, and then the surveyor having either their laptop or a tablet or something, and the patient themselves on the EEG being in more of a secluded room with the ability for them to focus more on what they're actually working on. Some concerns about the system. So the system itself may be limited so far by the model. That's the biggest holdback that we found. While we were able to achieve around a 98% accuracy on the data that we had, when exposed to new raw data, the model performed roughly in the 15 to 20% area. So our end goal with this is hopefully either get more hardware and introduce more training sets, or add the ability to do a calibration run where each user is presented a number, asked to record their response, and then go through.